Place here, okay. Question. Was Doomsday the first character to actually defeat Superman? No. Superman has been defeated a whole ton of times, and I hear all these things that, well, you can't beat Superman because he's too powerful. Well, no. You can't kill Superman because he's too powerful, unless you're Doomsday. That's the thing. We need to understand what it actually means to defeat somebody. Because you don't have to kill or beat somebody up in order to defeat them. Let me give you this scenario. And I'm going to use the classic Lex Luthor, the one who was a mad scientist trying to prove not necessarily stealing for money. Sorry. Something in my nose. That was not pleasant for camera. I am sorry. I am so very sorry. But here's the scenario. Luthor wants to build a hyper death ray because mad scientist. Superman wants to stop him because hero. Luthor needs a certain component. Actually, he needs a few components in order to build his ray, and he has to steal them. Now, you expect that Superman has to stop him. Now, to make his story good, though, Luthor has to steal these parts. And that means that he has to fail to stop him from stealing the parts. Maybe the robot distracts him long enough for Luthor to steal one component. Maybe he found a way to steal it from under Superman's nose by going in where Superman wasn't expecting him. Maybe the third component, there was another one somewhere else, and they made it look like they're going to steal the first one, but they actually want to steal it from a different spot. So each of those situations, Superman was defeated. Now, yes, Superman's obviously going to stop the death ray from being used and save Metropolis and all that good stuff, and then turn to Clark Kent, wink at the camera, and everything else. Your hero is going to win the ultimate battle, the final battle for this storyline. But he or she, it could be, it could be Supergirl. He or she has to lose these midway fights. Or maybe they win some of the midway fights but lose some of the other ones. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a fight. All the villain has to do to win is commit their crime. If they can steal the component and Superman can't catch them, at that point, that's a win for the bad guys. It may not be the big win, but you're not going to really do a story where the hero loses the big win. Oh, sorry, I keep doing this. But they are going to lose at least some of the smaller fights, because otherwise you don't have the setup for the big win. If Luthor did not components, there's no hyper death ray, and there's no defeat. I mean, if he stops from doing what's simply the pending anti-crime, then you don't have a very interesting story. Especially not one that's going to fill out the whole comic. So I think we need to understand that defeat does not mean to beat up or kill. It simply means to succeed in doing what the hero is trying to stop you from doing. Whether it's stealing something, maybe it's killing somebody, but then the hero's victory comes from you locking you up. That's the win there, but they still fail to protect this person from getting killed. That's still a defeat. And understand, just because your hero wins the story does not mean that they weren't defeated along the way. So when you tell me that Superman or Supergirl or He-Man is too powerful, they're not too powerful. Skeletor has beaten He-Man a number of times. He has knocked him out and tied him, captured him, and before, and they've captured She-Ra and all this stuff. Those are defeats. It's just that He-Man is eventually going to break out of the prison and chase Skeletor off. But it was still a loss. He still got beat. He still got locked in a body cell. We got to remember, we need to, when you're doing it, especially a high-action superhero story or something along the lines of a Indiana Jones type story, a defeat is not killed or beaten up. It's when they simply fail to stop the bad guys from achieving this particular length of the goal. You'll stop the ultimate goal because that's the story, but each individual goal, you're still going to lose out on. You have to have some defeats in order to make the final battle seem that much more interesting. So rethink defeat. And no hero really has a 0 record because that's boring. But they have to lose the small battles that are more interesting and be more exciting. Rethink what it means for your hero to be defeated. And don't be afraid to lose the little battles in order to win the big war. With that little thought in mind for you, if you want to see what our people are talking about in the Art Soundoff Challenge, go to twitter.com and punch the hashtag ArtSoundoff into the search engine. To see maybe if you'd like to take part in it, you can go to leantoart.com/ArtSoundoff. It has rules, it has some potential prompts that I don't always use. Also, it gives you some ideas on how to set up your own Art Soundoff, whether you want to do a vlog like this or just a regular audio. And if you want to see more of my talking ramblings, you can go to bwspotlight.com. But with that, be creative.